Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to the world. Wherever you are watching this video, I want to wish all of my subscribers a happy new year, a happy 2024. That's right, a brand new year, a brand new fresh year. But just like any other year in the US, it's the same old crap. The same old shit. SOS. Same old shit. Let me clear my throat. I just cleared my throat. Let me clear my throat. Yes, same old shit. That's going to be the same old shit that's going to happen in 2024 like it did in 2023 and years before it. So anyway, enough of that. I'm going to be reading something. Okay, listen up. In America, old people are friendly and talkative to strangers, while young people generally are not. But in some countries, not all, it's the introvert. Young people are very open, inclusive, and comfortable with nice strangers, while old folks are grumpy and closed. There is no awkward ice shield like in the US. The playful vibe and all out fun. You will never feel lonely, bored, or isolated around countries with friendly, talkative young people, joking around, saying dirty words, sharing drinks and a watermelon with you. You won't find such instant warmness among young people in the US, not even in church youth groups. Yeah, I want to talk about this. Old people are friendly and talkative to strangers, while young people generally are not. This is in the US. Yeah, and this is true. I never talked to any young person. I never socialized with any of the young people here in the US. Well, where I live, here in Texas, I never socialized, with people in their, I guess, in their 20s, 30s. I never socialized with those people because I don't know, like, because I remember, I think I tried to talk to a young person and they just ignored me. Yeah, I think I remember some door greeter, which was a young girl, well, a woman. Well, she was about, I think she was about, about my age. This was back when I worked at a TJ Maxx clothing store in Longview, Texas. Okay, I walked in and the woman said something to me. I didn't say anything because I wasn't being rude or anything because I've been bogged down. I've been smashed down since I was in high school. Had a strict teacher, had a bad upbringing, and that made me a not a very people person. I'm not a very talkative person, but I'm trying to break out of that and try to be more sociable with people. And it's that, and I'm kind of shy and ashamed around people. But I'm steadily breaking out of that shell. Even though I'm in a country where people are antisocial and cliquish and want to be left alone in their own bubbles, and they view you as the enemy if you talk about where they're from and bring up politics and name calling and yelling and shouting just to bring you down and call you names and just tear you to pieces and call you names like stupid and worthless and you're not going to amount to anything and blah 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 blah. Well, anyway, when I tried to talk to this woman at this TJ Maxx store that I used to work with, well, it's like this. I walk in. She said, She said, how you doing? I didn't say anything because what I just mentioned, been torn down by bad teachers at my school and the school I used to go to and in high school, bad upbringing with the parents. Um, yeah. When I got into the break room after I did my job, I was a janitor. I just cleaned bathrooms and cleaned the break room, sweep the floors. Okay, the woman came in and said, "You should say hi to me. I just want to say hi to you." Okay, after that, I decided to talk to her. And when I started talking to her, she didn't say anything to me. Well, she just turned around and just mumbled something to me. Boop, 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 boop. That's what she did. And she just got up and walked away. It was weird. But if, yeah, I just want to talk to her because, I got off on the wrong foot with her. But, if I spoke to her and I see her in the break room and I try to talk to her, she'll probably she'll do the exact same thing. But yeah, young people here in the U.S. they're not very sociable, and as of late, a lot of young people are, they find you talking to them as creepy, weird, awkward. You know, they'll put up a they're very they'll put up a awkward. They'll view you as awkward when you talk to them. They'll put up a cold ice shield, especially with the young women. Yeah, the young women are very they're very cold, defensive. You know, they're full of themselves. They don't want to talk to you. They think you're strange. And ever since the Me Too movement and and third wave radical feminism came about, women in America, women and girls are just, I don't know, like they just don't want to talk to you. They just don't want to have anything to do with you. It's funny if you go up to them and just joke around with them, they'll just get all you just get all well they'll get all offended and they'll look at you like you're crazy and tell you to get the hell away from them. Or if you want to go up to them and just talk to them, connect with them, they'll yell at you and they'll call the police on you, have you arrested or something, you know, take you to court for it, like throw like a sexual harassment lawsuit on you. And you can even get in trouble with them if you flirt with them. There's this rule that you can't flirt with other women. You can flirt with your girlfriend or your wife, but you can't flirt with other women. And this is a rule here in the U.S. It's insane. The Me Too movement, third wave radical feminism, demonize every man as a creep, a weirdo, a pedophile, a pervert, all that, and I'm not a pervert. And I'm very, I don't hate women. I'm not I don't want to be disrespectful towards women, I believe in treating women good, treat them like human beings. Yeah. But you can't joke with people nowadays because this politically correct climate. Everybody's politically correct. You can't joke around with people. It's an insult. Everything's an insult. Everything's creepy, awkward, uncomfortable, not right. I just want to say, like, young people of today, people in this new generation, you know, um, I got a question. Um, what do they consider funny? What they considered hilarious? I have a sense of humor. I like to joke around and have fun. I like to do voice impersonations. But the stuff, that kind of stuff that I like to do, that I did back in the day, I can't do it today. Like I can't do an impersonation of a gay person, of a gay man. I can't do that. Like it was funny a long time ago, but it's not funny anymore. But I'm not. But if I do an impersonation of a gay person, I'm not putting them down. You know, I talked to a gay man. I mean, I was friends with a guy in high school who was bisexual. You know, I got nothing against gay people, but for some reason, if I do an impersonation of a gay person, I crossed the line. I overstepped my boundaries. And if you joke around with a woman in a playful way, or if you in America, if you joke around with a woman in a playful way, and you compliment her on how she looks, like you just like you're crossing the line. Or if you want to talk to her and get to know her, introduce yourself, and hope she introduce herself to you. Like it's like you're breaking the law. It's like you're crossing the line. It's like what you're doing is wrong. And all you do here in the U.S. is just work, consume, watch TV, be isolated in your house or apartment. That's it. You just can't just go out and just meet new people and go out and talk to people. Like I want to meet new people. I really do, but you just can't do it here. Yeah, you can do it in countries like, I guess, those countries that Winston Wu went to, like Russia, Ukraine, the Philippines, Mexico, Latin American countries like Africa. Like, yeah, you can meet new people in those places in the world, but not here in North America. Generally, the United States and Canada. I don't know that much about Canada, but I've been looking at little snippets of Canada on YouTube, and seeing how they are. They're just basically they just mirror people in the U.S., but they're, I think, Canada, but the Canadians, they're like a civilized version of the U.S. But I'm not gonna say that their country's perfect. There's violence and indigenous people being treated like dirt. Um, yeah, indigenous people, indigenous children at a boarding school in British Columbia were treated like animals. They were beaten. They were forced to eat their own vomit when they throw up. Don't want to gross anybody out, but that's what I heard. Just, just all out terrible. Well, in Canada, I think I saw this somewhere on YouTube, but and I ran into a Canadian woman on this cruise ship that I went on over abroad, and she wanted to talk to me, and because she saw me wore this hoodie, this bright red hoodie with Canada on the front of it, and she wanted to talk to me. And I'm assuming that I think just like in the U.S., the older people are friendly and talkative to strangers, while the young people are not. I think the young, I think the old people and the young people are mirror the old people and the young people here in the U.S. Yeah, the old people and the young people in Canada are just like the old people and young people here in the U.S. So yeah, so it can't be helped. So yeah, and then okay, young people are very open and inclusive and comfortable with nice strangers, while old folks are grouchy and grumpy and closed off. This is in countries outside of North America. Some of them, not all of them. Countries like Russia and Ukraine. Um, People in those countries, like young people in those countries, are very open and comfortable with talking to strangers, nice strangers. And the old folks are grumpy and grouchy and closed off. And and I saw that overseas, and it's true. It's true. I'm not gonna lie about that. And also with young people in countries like Russia and Ukraine, they're not awkward. They don't have an ice shield like the young people here in the U.S. And if you're around these people, you will never feel lonely, bored, or isolated like you do here in the U.S. And going back to the young people, okay, okay, all the I'm gonna say this, yeah, the playful vibe and all out fun and very talkative, friendly, and down to earth and sociable are with the young people in countries outside the U.S. like Russia and Ukraine, Eastern Europe. And you won't find that instant warmness among the young people in the U.S., not even in church youth groups. Yeah, I used to go to church. I don't go to church anymore. Back in 2018 or 2019, I went to this church in Pittsburgh, Texas, and the young people there were very antisocial. They were very cold and closed off. They didn't want to talk to you. And I think some of the older people were like that. And there were some people around my age who were like that too. They were closed off and cold. Nobody 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 talks to each other. And going to church, isn't a great place to meet friendly people because in some churches, I guess African American churches or white churches or any church, regardless of race, some of the people will talk to you. They will socialize with you. Some of them won't. But in church, people in church are very narrow-minded. They think the Bible is bigger than God, and what they think is very narrow-minded and ridiculous. An open-minded person won't fit in, won't fit in church at all. But yeah, they say church is a good place to meet people, but generally it's not. Some churches are great places to meet people, some are not. But I want to tell you that. I want to tell you this. As a single man, if you're a single man, you ain't gonna find Miss Right in church at all. It ain't gonna happen. But that's my opinion. Yeah, it's kind of sad, really. It's kind of sad, that young people here in the States aren't friendly and talkative to strangers. They don't want to talk to strangers. They're afraid of strangers. They're just basically afraid of people who are older than them. And you can't talk to those people. It's kind of sad. The only people you can talk to is people who are using walkers to get around. They're hooked up to oxygen machines. They're very old. They're very frail, and they're not going to live that long. And it's just, and these are the only people you can talk to. It's kind of sad, but yeah, you can't talk to all of those people. Some old people you can talk to in the States, some that you can't, some that you just can't talk to, and I went through that, and I'm trying to be more sociable. I'm trying to get out of ignoring people when someone speaks to me, and not being a people person. I'm trying to break out. I'm trying to break out of that. I've been in that mode for so long, and I can break out of it. I can do it. I know I can. I know I can. I know I can. I know I can do it. And I can do this. But I just need to like, just not let people who run their mouths and cut me dead in a sentence to make me retreat back to being like antisocial and not speak to people when someone speaks to me. But yeah, it's just gonna be like that. If someone keeps interrupting me when they're talking, I can do this. I can keep talking to them, or I can just ignore them, or just get up and walk away. I'll just choose just to keep talking to them. You know, because people who like to interrupt people, like to run their mouths. They just think they know everything, and they're not very polite in letting you speak and letting you finish your sentence. That's a problem here in the U.S. and that's a problem in other countries. Just it's not in the U.S. It's in other countries. I got a doctor who's from India. He'll cut me dead in a sentence because he doesn't want to hear what I gotta say. There's some things that he don't want to hear me say. And that happens. It happens. So I gotta be more sociable. I gotta watch what I say around people from other countries. Study people from other countries and see how they are. It is what it is. I'm on the verge of becoming the real me. You know, the real me is not a guy that likes to talk about politics or get angry over something and worry about something and being all being being drowned. I'm gonna say this: drowning in a lot of drama or drama. Yeah, I don't like drama. I don't like politics. That stuff just brings you down. It brings me down, and I just want to get away from that. I want to be around. I like comedy. I like being funny. I like saying funny, ridiculous stuff. I like to be silly. I like to have fun. That's the real me. But modern America just sucked that out of me. It sucked it all out of me. And I'm on the verge of getting all of that back. I'm going to get it back. If people want to say that I'm creepy and awkward and they want to take these funny, silly things that I do and say as serious and very offensive and very awkward and weird, well, they can go in and do that because, I don't care because that's their problem, not mine. It's just, and this is kind of sad that people nowadays don't find anything funny. Everything is serious, but something that's really funny, nowadays is just very lame and flat and just dead. You know, social justice warriors, political correctness, the Me Too movement. third wave radical feminism, manly women, you know, Americans, mean-spirited Americans that come up to you and just tear you down and bring you down with insults and just put you down and just tear you down and rip you apart and just make you angry, make you want to blow up and want to just get at them. Yeah, all that stuff is just depressing in this country. And that's why the United States sucks. Someone will say that this YouTube channel sucks. Well, yeah, what really sucks is someone coming onto your YouTube channel and just posting comments on two videos just to bring you down. Like, yeah, posting insults just to bring you down. Like, that sucks. And they want to call you stupid when they do it. Like, what they're doing is stupid. I guess you're big and bad if you're hiding behind a computer screaming a keyboard. But, these people are just wimpy, pathetic cowards. I bet if I come face to face with them in public, I'm a big guy. If I come face to face with them in public and they're little shrimps or just gigantic, tall wimps, like, I'd probably smack them around if I wanted to, but I'm not. Because, hitting people and beating on them, attacking them, that's just going to give me jail time. That's going to just have me being thrown in prison. I don't want to be put in prison. Yeah, speaking of prison, prisons in America are just terrible. They're just bad. And people being put on death row for murder is the most sad, most depressing thing that you can ever see. And let's not forget prison justice, where prison inmates beat up a prison inmate if they're a child molester, a sex predator, or a murderer or whatnot. They will beat on them and they will beat them to death and nearly kill them. And that's just terrible. And it is. It's just so bad. And you got these Americans that say, I don't care about that guy. I want that guy to suffer. He needs to suffer and pay for what he did. And, I'm not that type of person to be like that. I'm just not into that stuff. I'm into like socializing with people and meeting new people, being silly and goofy and having a good time. And it's, regardless of someone's age, young, old, it doesn't matter. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are. But, I'm not a pedophile. I'm not going to go after children for love and sex and romance. I'm not that type of guy. Yeah, I'm not going to store child porn on my computer. I'm not going to do that either. Men who do that are just desperate, sad, or they're just sick people who just like to do stuff like that. But it's just messed up, that the United States has young people who are just closed off, cold. They view you as awkward. They put an ice shield up around you, an ice wall, because they don't want to talk to you, don't want to have anything to do with you. And if you're a man, you're going up to a woman, going up to young women, like, they just view you as creepy, weird, and awkward, and not right. Yeah, and these young Americans, these young people, and some old people are not very cultured, because they never left their country, they never left their state, they never went overseas. And if they did, they never lived overseas. They just go overseas on cruise ships. You know, traveling to countries on cruise ships is not seen. Not it's not a good way to see a country. You got to go to a country. You got to spend your vacation there, a holiday there, or just live there, and you're gonna see how these people are there. You ain't gonna get that by riding around on a cruise ship out at sea. You know, yeah, I went on a cruise ship. Cruise ships are okay, but cruise ships are not great places to meet new people, because generally you're gonna be on a cruise ship with some people from other countries who are not sociable. Some are sociable or not sociable, and just be on a cruise ship with a bunch of Americans. And British people from the UK, people from England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, the UK in general, the entire United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. I don't know. Some of them are sociable people. Some of them are not. Like, I talked to some black guys from the UK. One online, one here online, and one at a rest area along a highway near a city. They're cool people. These men are cool people, and they are. And they're two black men, and they're calm. They're with themselves. And they don't have an inferiority complex like black people here in the U.S. have. And black people in the U.S., they'll just tear you down. Some don't want to have anything to do with you. Some don't want to talk to you. And black people from countries like like Barbados or Bermuda, Canada. Some of these people aren't sociable. I don't know. I haven't been around any black Canadians. And speaking of Barbados, the singer Rihanna. Before I end this video, excuse me. Okay, the singer Rihanna, she's from Barbados. She mocked a little girl online after this little girl wore the same dress that she wore, and she put that little girl down. Then she went online and told Donald Trump that he misspelled some words on Twitter, and she ignored a fan when a fan wanted her autograph. That's kind of similar to what I went through with this bald-headed black guy from Detroit, Michigan. I wanted to shake hands and meet the guy, and the guy just avoided me. Didn't want to have anything to do with me. And Rihanna was doing the same thing to a fan. So, those people are just closed off, ice cold, don't want to meet people, don't want to have anything to do with people. Winston Wu said that type of thing is like a disease, and it is a disease, and it's kind of sad. So and someone will say this to you: you go around, you ignore people, you ignore me and your father. You went overseas, you went abroad, and someone was being rude to you when you spoke to them. Now you see how it feels, and that's some stupid shit right there. That's right, folks. That's some stupid shit. It's just so goddamn. That's so stupid. Really. Not everybody abroad is like that. So, I hope I'm making some sense in this video. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. I probably bored all of you to death. But it's my channel. I just want to find something to talk about. So yeah, I went over. So yeah. All right, let me kill the video. All right. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike the video, dislike it. And if you like what you heard in this video, just leave a comment. All right, this is James on the New Manchester YouTube channel saying to you, signing off. Goodbye, take care, and Happy New Year. Bye.